without further ado, let's welcome Aaron for the speech title, Go Solo. Give a big round of applause.
Alright, you know the humorous contest, you should change the name to most serious contest. You know why? Because when you say it's a humorous contest, people have the stress that it must be funny, and then you go up like very serious, I mean. You know? If you say it's the most serious contest, people actually will laugh. They do opposite. It's like reverse psychology. So, good evening everyone. My name is Aaron. The last time I was here in front of an audience like you was 1 year ago. So now I'm here again to relearn what I've forgotten. So, alright, I'm going to start with a question. I want to ask everyone, on your last holiday, right? When did any of you went overseas? 1, 2, 3. Okay, among those who raised your hand, who went alone? Oh, 2 person. Okay, that's good. So, if you guess correctly, the purpose of my speech is to convince you to go overseas alone. Well, I know that some of you, you have commitments, you have budget and everything, but then do what I do, go overseas alone. So, this summer holiday, which is still one, I'm still having holidays by the way, I decided not to do any internship, I decided not to work, I decided to go overseas. So I went 2 countries. I went to Indonesia and I went to Cambodia. So I'm just going to talk about Indonesia because there's no time. If you want to listen, you can come for my next speech. So I went to Indonesia and I booked my tickets 3 months in advance, and it was really cheap, $88. And the next thing I did was to announce it on Facebook, like, hey guys, I'm going to Indonesia, I'm going to Cambodia, and then you get all the likes, and then you feel good. Alright, so I'm going to say, when you go overseas alone, right, you can actually save a lot of costs. So anyone heard of couch surfing? 1, 2. Alright, but for those who don't know what's called couch surfing, couch refers to a couch which is a sofa by American terms. But couch surfing actually refers to going to someone's house overseas and staying for free. Which was what I did. So how did I do it? Alright, I need you guys to keep this confidential within the 4 walls. So what I did was I went to couchsurfing.org. I went to look for Indonesia, Jakarta. I searched for girls aged 18 to 35, Chinese, and I emailed 20 of them. I got 5 replies. So I chose the one that's nearest to the shopping center. And then I got it. I went down to a house. When I went in, it was amazing. There was 7 kids, 2 women, 3 guys living in the house. And it turned out the place was a factory. So I got a room. I stayed in a room, and I stayed in her room. In her room, she was working in Bandung. So I was there with all the workers. They were workers actually. She was running a business. She was an entrepreneur that deals with wedding photography. And I stayed in a room, and there was all the cosmetics and everything. And then what I found was the area that I was staying, it was like a village. So there was like, it was 1 kilometer out to town, and I was alone, and there was like naked kids running about, and then, but yeah, just naked kids, that's all. And the rest was students. And yeah, it was really amazing. Then when I walked out, everyone was looking at me because I was a tourist. And then I started talking to the locals and everything. And what I found was that, if you can speak English, you can impress a lot of people. Like, they will try to talk to you and where are you from. And when you tell them, oh, I'm here alone, then they're like, oh. So you can see some people, people from other countries, they want to do that as well, but they can't because they don't have the financial means. But what about you? You always have it. So if you guess correctly, that's the purpose of my speech, is to convince you to go travel alone. So I'm reminding myself as well. So here are some things why you should travel alone as well. Some encounters in Indonesia. Okay, there was one time I was, okay, when you travel alone, right, to go overseas, you just have to know one word. The word is how much. Because how much can be used to apply to a wide spectrum of things. We range from food, your daily needs, and whatever you have. But I didn't bring enough money, so anyway I do that. So in Indonesia it's called rapper. So what I did was I went to the street food. I wanted to try the street food, and I wanted to ask the lady. I said rapper. She told me it was 3,000 rupiah. So I was happy. I felt fulfilled because I managed to get a local price. Because the moment you mention something in English, the price times 2.5 or something. So I got like 2,000 rupiah, and then being a polite tourist, being a polite foreigner, I said thank you. And the only mistake that it wasn't in Bahasa, it was in English. And then she said, oh no, that will be 3,500 rupiah. I was like, I almost got it. But I got it in the end. Yeah, I mean the other one. Okay, then this was one encounter, and the other encounter was I was with this guy. I was in this eatery and I ordered food, and then I gave this guy change. I gave this guy the money. I didn't have the exact sum of money, so I gave him a whole chunk of it, and then when he returned with the change, he was smiling. You know, being polite, I was smiling back at him as well. And then when I saw the thing, I realized that he took away my change, and he tipped himself, basically. So you can guess I wasn't smiling anymore. But I learned a lesson. So you see, this kind of things really comes down to the research that you do before you go to travel alone. And that's what makes it so fun. I did like 2 days of research on what the taboos, what not to do, and it's really challenging. It's not like you go for a tour and then everything is planned. Yes, everything is planned, everything's organized. But when you travel alone, you can go anywhere you want, and it's like it's really different. And you can hear friends saying like, hey, I go Europe, but with my family. Hey, I go Africa, but with my relatives. Then you can tell me, hey, I went this place alone. I did whatever I could, and there was no like, you don't have to follow the decisions by your friends and everything. You can just do anything you want. So, yeah. So you see, traveling alone is the best thing you can ever do. And I wonder if you have heard of this, which is, you know, money can buy you products that you can own, but the thing that will stay with you forever are experiences. These are things that cannot be bought. Well, you must pay, but it will stay with you forever, and it's really memorable. So my message to you today is that life is short. You know, as students, once you go and work, you don't have time anymore. So do the right thing, be a man, do the right thing, go solo. It's now or never. Thank you.